Hello and welcome back to Kaiserreich as Finland. So I did some changing around of our cabinet of ministers here, and I think there was a slight bug because we had a social democrat, I think, in government as one of our ministers, the head of military intelligence, and then I swapped them around for this guy, Paavo Susitaival. Susitaival, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyways, we swapped him around for this guy, and after doing so, the Social Democrat minister disappeared, which leads me to believe that he was never supposed to be available at all for this government right now. But yeah, this one is just better. The past one had, I believe, like the same decryption bonus, but the other bonus was something like, might have been political power gain, I'm not quite sure. We also swapped around our Minister of the Interior, which was, I think it was Arne Sivo before. And now it is Elias Simojoki, and he gives us local manpower, which is going to be big, as well as local factories and local resources. This is going to be big when we actually take territory, because I believe the local resources, manpower, and factories thing here is specifically for occupied territories. It doesn't say that, but I believe that's like the I believe that's the only place in the game where it actually says like local X. I might be wrong though. And so we did not swap out Jussi Muilu, but I think we are going to do that. I thought I did that, but I guess I didn't. Because yeah, we don't really need resource gain efficiency plus 6%, because I had a look at our resources, and that 6% is not going to make a difference really in terms of what we have here. So like, let's see, we have 2 rubber here. Currently we are, I mean, yeah, we're extracting 3 rubber. Actually, it might make a difference. Let me unpause and see. Nope, probably not. We have enough rubber for our current aircraft production, which I scaled down temporarily to 1 factory in order to start the production lines of the new guns and the new bigger guns. We'll need this as well. They'll be afterwards. So like when these guys have built up their production efficiency, we'll cancel these guys and move over here. In fact, I might want to just take this one down a notch, because we do have 17,000. And does it say anything about how many we need for each division? Which division have we? Yeah, we based our army on this division, so we need how many guns? 1350 for each division, and we currently have 14 of those divisions. Does it say exactly how much we need here in total? No, it doesn't. Would have been cool though if it did. Oh well. So yeah, we need quick maths in the head, or like quick fucking mental maths. I'm not good at that. I'm just gonna bring up a calculator and pretend like I did it in my head. Alright, so we need about 20,000 if we need to basically replace all of the guns at the same time. Which we will not, obviously, but we might have a situation where we take heavy losses and do have to reinforce a lot, but then manpower becomes the issue. So really, the guns are not going to be a strategic, like a strategic weakness that, or present a strategic weakness that the manpower doesn't already do. So we don't really have to worry about that. In which case, let us scale down gun production a little bit. And I know when I say that, you know, the rifles won't present a sort of weakness that manpower doesn't already represent, that I'm kind of planning for failure, I suppose. But at the moment, I'm not quite sure how we're going to bring up that manpower, except for swapping our conscription laws to service by requirement, which to be fair, is not the worst thing to do, considering we're not really doing all that much of a build-up anymore. Or by getting some sort of national focus or minister change. Haile Selassie attacking Somalia, Eritrea. Revolts. Ethiopia's only gain in the Veltkrieg. The prized coastal possession of Eritrea is now in open revolt. It's way larger in this, it seems, than in real life, I think. Isn't Eritrea just... I thought Eritrea in real life was basically Djibouti here. I might be wrong. It was like... I thought it was like a small territory, but anyways. Eritrea is now in open revolt, disgruntled by oppression, disrespect, overtaxation, and now war. The oppressed Muslim and Christian forces of the nation have rallied under one flag and wish to free their country. The Emperor of Abyssinia has already reacted with outrage, and the Eritrean War of Independence has begun. As all the pieces are set on the table, the region watches closely. Will this be the chance Somalia needs in this time of war to seize victory? Will Abyssinia manage to keep its only coastal port, or will the bravery of the outrageous rebels prevail? Outrageous rebels. Time will tell. That's a strange, there's some strange wording there. Thinking maybe the outraged rebels? I don't know what the intent was there. I've never really seen decisions like factor into Kaiserreich at all, except for when we played as Germany and took the Netherlands, and you had a decision for what to deal or do with them. Or it was the, I think it was actually Belgium. Export focus, we're not going to deal with that because it gives us decent bonuses, and we don't really want to export more because then we might lose that rubber, and we might come into a situation where nobody's buying the rubber, so we don't actually get any factories back. We also don't want to go even lower, because we don't really have enough resources to basically warrant doing a closed economy. To do a closed economy, you kind of want to have a more or less self-sufficient sort of autarky situation, like the United States might in theory be able to do it, but they have also so many resources that they benefit from free trade by just selling those resources to other countries. Like if you have valuable resources like the Americans do, then you want to do free trade. If you don't, if you just have resources that everyone has, like just steel or something, then you might want to you know, more closer examine your prospects for trade. Let's see, what was I doing? I was looking at chiefs of staff now. So this I did some research, and this actually gets applied as a design company, so this is actually going to be useless unless we apply this dude or like hire this dude right before we finish the research of another artillery gun. So I think we're going to go with this, Erik Heinrichs. But that's going to be in a little bit. Actually, I haven't looked at the training for these guys. No, they're not done yet. The Russian Republic declared war on the Mongolian Khanate. All right. Oh my god. I'm honestly impressed that Germany is holding the French very well, and just basically allowing the rest of the world to tear the syndicalist bloc apart, while also simultaneously intervening in Persia, in Iran, I guess. Yulong not doing too well. Argentina nationalist Chile has signed a peace treaty. So yeah, there was an Argentinian-Chilean war, and now Chile is an occupied puppet under Argentina, with the leader of so when it's George like that, it's like Jorge Gonzalez von Mareas. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it's like the Spanish George. Also, I did have a request that we focus on finishing the political focus tree, which I mean, I'm imagining that means one of these guys, like these being the political focus trees, and because if we do that, that unlocks the foreign policy tree, which I suppose is good because we do want to be called Greater Finland. But we don't necessarily need this for wars and stuff, because we can just justify war. We have a lot of excess political power production, 1.6 I believe, even if we are researching a focus, like any sort of national focus. That being said, I'm a man. I can't say that. I tried to say a stupid thing. I was gonna say I'm a man of the people. I listen, but no, that's a silly thing to say. I guess I do whatever I want to, but you guys made me want to do this, so I'm gonna pick one of these. I'm gonna let's see, probably do Finnish irredentism, because that is the one that doesn't upset the Germans, and those are the ones I'm most worried about upsetting right now. Right now is a good time to upset Russia because they are kind of distracted. Like this one requires everything above, and so does this one. So we may as well finish what's up here. At some point we can remilitarize Åland. To these islands here, which I did not even realize were a demilitarized zone. It doesn't have the icon or the indicator of a demilitarized zone. But I think it might not be in the game mechanics. It's just, let's see. The Åland Islands, which rightfully belong to us as per German arbitration and the idea of Greater Finland, have been demilitarized for far too long against our will. We must change that, and consequences be damned. It says Åland will no longer be a demilitarized zone, but it doesn't appear to be one. It might be that in Kaiserreich they've removed that indicator, that like flashing red indicator that you have in the Rhinelands in the beginning of the vanilla Hoi4 experience, when you play. I do think it's cool that the Finnish army in World War II fought the Russians with Russian guns and some German like military equipment, like helmets and well, they used Russian guns, or like Russian designed guns. A lot of them Finnish produced, but yeah, and like German helmets and stuff, and or German designed helmets at least, and I believe even like some uniform stuff. Not as in like the Finnish were wearing literal German Wehrmacht uniforms, but some sort of like winter coats and stuff. Let's see, we do need military factories, but we don't need a lot of them. I'll make one, and then we also, let's look at the fort line. Did we do the Manfred line? I actually forget. Or Mannerheim, I mean. We did. What does fort level 3 give us here? Attack penalty of minus 15% for each fort level on the attacker in combat. attacking from multiple directions will reduce the fort's effect. So this is starting to become a death zone for the Russians to push into. They have two real options here. Honestly, they don't I probably didn't even need to build a fort there. I could probably just build it on these three, because we don't really need to defend this one. We could let them take that. But I suppose it's good in order to give us three directions to attack from if you want to actually push in. Yeah, let's build some more forts over. That's the Mannheim line, which is altogether mostly useless. Honestly, if I was building this, I would build it there, and like there, I guess, and some there. Or like that. I don't really see a lot of Russian troops trying to push up here. I mean, I see them putting troops there, but I don't see them... Holy shit. I don't see them pushing in with a lot of troops over there. So honestly, let's keep that as is, and let's reinforce this instead. And I think we'll do defense in depth and keep building forts up here so that we can retreat into further forts. Might not even build this tactical bomber. We might just want to skip it and go to tactical bomber 2, TAC 2 here. The SB Tupolev SB 2M103. Oh, it's even got a bio. Before the development of the Tupolev SB, Russian firms lagged behind their Western counterparts in modern medium bomber designs. The trials and tribulations of the SB, however, injected much needed innovation into the country. The 103 features several improvements over the older production models. While the Finnish adopted variant is not, strictly speaking, a true 103, Finnish SBs have been similarly retrofitted. So this is the old one, but retrofitted. As the blend name, the Canada's first all-metal bomber. I thought it was a British bomber, but I suppose I'm wrong. Not too far off though, considering the Commonwealth and all that. Not the Commonwealth of Canada, but like the British Commonwealth, the Commonwealth nations of the real world. Every now and then I'm just glancing down to Africa to see if there's some... Oh, United States of America took the American Union state. 20k equipment has been seized. Actually, we don't need to send you any more guns, dude. I'm every now and then glancing down here to see if any sort of like African supernation has formed by one nation conquering the rest. Would be kind of sick to see. Has the Mongolian Khanate pushed beyond its borders? Yes, it has. But also been pushed back. These were its borders, I believe, and these were its borders. But so are these here. So they've pushed out a little bit, but mostly been pushed back, it seems. Which means really now is the time for us. If any. Said I was gonna skip and research the next bomber, but currently encryption and fighters is more important. Let us abolish the parliament. It gives us an event, and I don't actually know what the event does. You can stop exercising. You can select the army groups and hit the exercise button to basically stop them all. And we probably could have these guys stop exercising as well. Now we'll keep them going until they're all at regular. The submarines are going to stop though. I think we'll keep the submarines raiding in this area because this is the place where I mostly fear any sort of naval invasion and also believe the most trade will pass through. I don't think a lot of Russian trade is going to pass through the north here, the Barents Sea. I think Russian trade is passing through these areas and over here. How does he have 27 divisions in one place? Dude, imagine if we got a cavalry division and... No, never mind, they got a port so we can't encircle them. But I was thinking, imagine if we got a cavalry division or a tank division, just like bolted it around here, took this and then surrounded them. Like used one infantry division to pin them. Liberia declared war on the Ivory Coast. I'll start the production line, but we aren't actually going to be producing it yet because obviously everything else is going to be taken up by, different, all the factories are going to be taken up by different production lines already, so it's going to take a while before we actually start producing that one. We don't need war support. I don't really understand the real need or the sort of mechanic behind war support. It never really seems like it's a necessity. It gives attack on core territory and daily command power gain multiplier, but mobilization speed is good. But currently, let's see. Total manpower 218k, army 218k. 5.5% of eligible core population available. And 0.110 non-core population available. So actually mobilization speed would be good here because it's actually pulling those people from those 3.96 into the 218k there. How do we actually check if we have a core on something? I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna give... Oh. Russian expansionism threatens Finland. Recent resurgence of the Russian state in the east, together with recent diplomatic activity through the Eastern Europe, proves that in order to keep our state and its borders intact, we need to gain protection of the German Empire, and the Reichspakt alliance. However, doing will mean definite military involvement of our state in any potential conflict in the Western Europe, and may further worsen our relations with Russia. What shall we do? This needs a rewrite, I think. Lacking some prepositions and some, you know, it doesn't really seem like it's written by someone who is a native English speaker or someone who has full and total mastery of the English language, which is fine because I think this was probably imagined in Finnish or another language and then written into English, which we all know is not the easiest thing to do. Or it might just be that there was some sort of mess up with how the game handles country names, because you'll sometimes have situations where like country A is at war with I guess like, or no, country A asks German Reich or blah blah blah, like it loses the or whatever. So that might have been what happened here. So we can ask them for protection and we can join the Reichspakt, or we can say we don't need any allies. You know, if we join the Reichspakt, we can join the war and we can have fun. And we can fight syndicalism. We can always leave, though if we join the Reichspakt, we basically have to abandon all hope and ideas of conquering Sweden. Which, to be fair, I think Russia is a bit more attractive to conquer anyways. We could become the new Russia. Greater Finland all across here. How does that sound? I'm going to ask them. Cross our fingers, let's hope they do not hate us. We still haven't done this one, thank God for that. Oh please, oh please. Germany, you are at war, you want more allies. Protect me from this scary man in this silly hat. And his strange turtleneck. We're not gonna get an answer or anything. We can still take Denmark. That'd be kind of weird. The abolition of parliament. Rather than a parliament to lead the Finnish nation to greatness, what is in fact needed is a strong executive who will work in the interests of both the nation and the people. Political parties and members of parliament are inherently self-serving and cannot save the Finnish nation from destruction, as seen by the Finnish Civil War. We must abolish the parliament at once and swiftly begin to carry out our directives. Very typical, like, fascist-esque, populist kind of thing. Like, anti-pluralism, multiple different contending points of view. Saying, you know, only we can truly represent and serve as representatives as representatives of the people. Such an institution is corrupt to the very core. To get political protests, that's fine. Send in the army, boys. I'll support the landowners while we still await the answer from the Germans. Right, well, we are at the end of the video, so I'm going to do a casualty report, and maybe we'll find out next video if we can join the Reichspakt. So the the syndicalists have lost 2.7 million. The Reichspakt has lost 6.1 million, 2.59 million of them from the Germans, possibly all across this line. Canadians are kind of they've pushed into Bristol but are losing a little bit over here. They've lost the small little pocket that they had here. Canada 455,000, French Republic 506,000, 181,000 for Portugal. Ukraine 600,000, always heavy losses. Ukraine often carries the Reichspakt a little bit on its back. I mean, Germany obviously does, but they are the most powerful nation. The AOG also heavy casualties, 920,000. Kingdom of Spain, 500,000, not bad. And they've held valiantly here. Ireland, 46,000. Morocco, 122,000. Oh, it's Hayo Safari. Which someone did point out, Hayo means something like, it's like a cheerful remark in German. And it is a German song. It's just the audio quality and a couple of videos back made me very much question what language it was in. But it did sound somewhat German. Yeah, so that is it for the Communard German War. The Qing Japanese War, 400,000 for the Qing and 712 collectively for the Co-Prosperity Sphere. Always this like field of corpses next to Peking here. Beijing. Bharatiya Canadian War, Bharatiya 557, and the Dominion of India, how much is has that one lost? It'll be over here, right? There, 223k. Yeah, I want to look at the Russian-Mongolian War. Where's that one? Counts as the Azerbaijani-Mongolian War. So the Russians have lost 73,000, the Mongolians have lost 99k. And the Mongolians have actually almost pushed out, or they have pushed out to the Pacific. Whoa. The Russians have a clear manpower advantage, clear division advantage, or sorry, fielded manpower advantage, and clear industrial advantage, but the Mongolians have pushed far beyond their borders. Actually, this is a scary sight to behold, and this is the time for us to attack if we're going to attack at all. I think if the Mongolians reach like north of here and can push solely on the like westwards here, then I think we will attack. The Russians still have 27 divisions on our border. I think they're still skeeved out by our ideological position, which I would be as well. The US, 1 million, 1.2 million. Alright, that's about it. If you are interested, there are links in the description to our community Discord, in which we've got a bunch of Kaiserreich specific emotes coming in. We've got memes, we've got the whole shebang. If you want to contact me on social media, there's a Twitter link in the description down below as well. And if you would like to buy this game, there's a Humble Bundle affiliate link in the description down below. And if you buy it there, I will get a small kickback at no extra cost to you. So you're supporting the channel and you're getting this wonderful, wonderful game as well, or any of its expansion if you would like to buy them as well. And you will also support charity. You can choose the charity. It's set to Wikipedia right now because I think the work that they do is incredibly important. Other than that, I don't know what else to pimp. Oh yeah, the mod list down in the description as well if you are curious. And holy shit, this song goes hard. Alright, well, that's about it, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.